All right, hey, welcome back. And I wanted to tell you something that if you are struggling in life, if you are insecure, if your mind is bugging you like crazy and it just won't get off your back, if life seems really hard, if you have these crazy thoughts, if you feel like you don't belong or can't connect with people, if you feel bad a lot, if you hate yourself or you don't like who you are, or if you don't like anything about yourself, then listen up, okay? Now, a lot of what they tell you, the way through this suffering is by positive affirmations and seeing yourself how you want to see yourself and feeling good, thinking positive. And this is true, but that is not the path there. That is a sign that you're already there. And so if these things are coming up, it means you're getting close, but you're not there. And if those bad things are coming up, it means you have a lot of work to do. And truth be told, no matter where you are, how good you feel, how insecure you aren't, there is still a lot of work to do, a lot of healing to do, and here is the way through it. The way through it is with suffering. Now, I don't suggest mindless suffering, suffering that gets you towards a goal, suffering and combating your fears, going through any fear you have that's really bugging you, that's really scary, and no matter how many times you do it, it just seems to just never go away, never get better, and it's always putting you in fear. This is what I highly suggest you put yourself through. Put yourself through it, because I was there and it was terrible. It was so bad. My mind was bugging me like crazy. I didn't know what my thoughts were. I don't know who I really was, and I didn't like who I was either. It seemed weird. I wasn't always enjoying how I like it and able to even go after these fears. I spent a large portion of my life controlled by fear, conquered by fear, and I couldn't do anything when they came up. And I could just deal with it like, all right, this is me. I just settled for less. Do not settle for less, because you can get through it. And I will try to show you as best as I can that there is always a way through it. Whatever you find that's fearful, use that as a guide. Use that as a compass to get through the fear, because this doesn't matter. The fear is irrelevant. What matters is who you can be, what you can do. Be pushed to your absolute limit. Want to give up, but still not give up. This is the answer. So, how much suffering can you endure? Here's what I suggest. What I did is I started running a lot. I would run for miles and go sprinting, and I was like a maniac. I would just keep going sprinting. No matter what, I would keep sprinting, keep training, keep working on the punching bag. I didn't really care that my shins were killing me, my arms and legs were killing me. I knew that I had a temporary relief from that pain, from that mind telling me I'm not good enough, that I don't feel good enough, that what I'm doing is wrong, that there's no way through it, that I should just stop what I'm doing, because I'll never get there anyway. The more you can control your body and discipline your body is the more you can conquer your mind, and the more you can conquer your fears. I'm sharing this with you from a place of gratitude and love and experience to conquer your fears and stop running away and stop hiding. Stop running away and stop hiding. If somebody asks you, if you're combated, if you get an offer, why are you giving it up? It's not as bad as you think it's going to be. The only bad thing is your mind messing with you. You can do this and you can get through it, but If you don't, it's never going to go anywhere. If you choose a life of following not just your desires and following pleasure, but following pain, following suffering, following fear, following this, using it as a guide to keep on going and to get where you want to be, to say, forget everything else, I am going to make it there no matter what, and I'm not going to give up. I don't care how bad it feels. I don't care what happens. I put myself through these crazy things that no human should have to endure. But I realized something, which is adaptive stress. The more stress you put yourself through is the more you really get adapted. Because I think we're born here in life and we're built to deal with these intensely powerful stresses, but we don't experience them. We get such a cozy environment. We get all these escape mechanisms of quickly processed fast food, entertainment that pops out of nowhere, video games, drugs, alcohol, anything that distracts you, that's pampering to you, fresh clothes, showers, everything. Now, when we're built to deal with this much pain and you haven't really experienced that much suffering in your life, the only suffering you have is going to be there all the time, and this is the problem. The more you don't go through suffering, the more it's going to be there. That's the ironic part. The more you say, I am going to just feel how I feel. I'm going to experience what I'm going to experience. I'm going to just give in and say, you know what? This fear is just natural. I'm supposed to be feeling this. I'm just going to live with it. The more you live with it, is the less it's ever going to go away. It's never going to go away if you just succumb to it and say, this is who I am. This is as good as it can get for me. And this is just how I want to settle. But you can do this. You're better than this. And if you really try, if you put yourself through pain and suffering, if you give up those pleasures that you wish you had and that you have now, if you really make life stressful, hard, put yourself through it, choose 6 months or a year, this is going to be the year of learning, pain, suffering, growth, fear. You are going to be a tremendous person by the end of that. You are going to be able to add extremely high amounts of value to anybody, anything, any organization, just by going through this pain, suffering, and fear. This is what college is designed to be, I believe. It's not to just give you the degree, it's to put you through the pain, suffering, tormenting, torture that you think you can never get through, but you just keep plowing through. Even though you're in pain, you keep going. So if you can get to that point where you can go through pain, or it feels like you really want to give up, but you never give up, you will finally make it out of this cloud of pain, insecurities, fears, doubts. You won't doubt yourself anymore. You won't start saying, what if this happens, and what if that happens, and should I be doing this, and I wish I was doing that, and can't make your mind up. You'll be so much more decisive. You'll be able to make your mind up. The insecurities will fade away. You will feel like so much more powerful. We have the opportunities to become superhuman because we are infinitely adaptable. Something that we have that other creatures don't is the ability to adapt to almost any stressor. They found this in exercise and sports medicine science. The adaptive stress is why people get muscle. That's why it happens, because if you put yourself through the pain, the tearing down of muscles, through the intense suffering, you will have growth. You will be able to put up with more stress, more tension, and lift more weight. And if you do this, when you come back to life, when you say, okay, I'm done with the suffering, you'll be in the absolute amazing, beautiful place of freedom, of openness, of abundance, to finally enjoy it. But if you don't put yourself through this pain and suffering, give up on all these earthly pleasures, put yourself through excruciating process after excruciating process, you will never get to that point of clarity where the clouds clear out, where you can finally come back to center and deal with it. And sometimes the first time isn't enough. So do it again. Do another 6 months. Make this a life habit. Don't stop once it starts working. Keep going, because this is the key. If you can keep going when it finally works, you will know what you're capable of. You'll know your potential, and you will know how amazing you truly are, and how amazing all humans truly are if they just get tested. So push yourself through this pain and suffering. Go after those things that you fear. If you get an opportunity or someone brings something to you, that is a sign that you need to go through that pain. And if you don't, if you ignore it, life is going to not get better for you. It's going to get worse. So thank you so much for joining me. And tell me what you fear, what you're insecure about. Tell me if you're going to commit to this. Suffering, pain, fear, stress, intentionally, to get yourself out of that pounds and pounds and tons of stress. If you can give up on the pleasures, focus on doing an incredible job with whatever you can do, you'll be able to be that person you really want to be. And until then, none of these positive affirmations, trying stuff, will ever make it go away. The only thing that makes the pain go away is you being who you're meant to be, which is incredibly resilient, incredibly strong, and incredibly awesome. So thank you so much for watching, and tell me that stuff right below, right now. Let me know what you think. Message me, and peace.